Hello everybody, I am Prasanna, Application Engineer at EGS Computers India Private Limited, Coimbatore. In this session, we'll have a demo walkthrough on various capabilities of SolidWorks Manage. The agenda for this session are as follows. We'll see what is SolidWorks Manage, the user interface of SolidWorks Manage, what are its process management capabilities, project management capabilities, how bill of materials can be maintained in a SolidWorks Manage environment, how reports can be generated, and we'll see dashboards. So what is SolidWorks Manage? SolidWorks Manage is a unique set of advanced data management tools that leverages file management capabilities of SolidWorks PDM Professional and adds powerful project, process, item management capabilities with interactive dashboards and reports. Now we'll see a walkthrough of various capabilities of SolidWorks Manage in a real-time environment. Now I will log in into SolidWorks Manage. I will log in as admin. Now we are inside the SolidWorks Manage user interface. Here in the Home tab, you can see options such as My Dashboard, My Works, Favorite Reports, Tasks, Timesheet, etc. Next page will be the Documents and Records. Here you can see the folder files and folders of PDM which is linked to the Manage environment as well as the bill of materials. In Processes tab, you can see the various processes which are defined based on the process schedule. On the next page will be projects. In this project, you can see the various live projects and their statuses. The next final page will be the reports, where you can get to see user-defined reports. Now we will start with a new project initiation, which has features such as RFQ, that is request for quotation, bill of material generation, code preparation as their preliminary processes, and later we'll deal with features such as project creation, 3D models creation inside a Manage environment, and their approval processes. In these processes, we'll see how user-defined reports are integrated as a part of the process. So we'll now begin with the RFQ creation. In order to create an RFQ, I will locate the request for quotation process in the Processes tab. I will click on New. I will enter mandatory details such as description, code for, quantity required, and the customer details. All these details are customizable. The fields can be added, edited, or deleted based on the requirements of the customer. Once these details are entered, I will save the RFQ. I will then convey a message for the person who is in charge of code preparation via comments. So we'll enter as new RFQ initiated for client Roto Labs. Kindly prepare code from bill of material and get it approved duly before sending it to the customer. So once the command is entered, I will click on send to next stage button. I'll click on yes. Now you can see there is a new process created and you can check the progress at 25%. Now the code generator, that is the person who is in charge of preparing the code, will be notified about the new code which he should prepare. The code generator usually opens the RFQ and accepts the process. So once he accepts the process, he is assigned with the task. The code generator will mark the task as in progress and proceed with the code preparation. The code is generated from a bill of material usually. So the code generator will create a new bill of material and will enter the mandatory details to initiate a bill of material. So once the mandatory details are entered, we will save the bill of material, and once the save is clicked, we will ask to select the 3D model for which the bill of material is to be generated. The bill of material tab will be clicked and edit is chosen. So once the BOM is in edit mode, the add button is clicked and the 3D model is chosen from the configure dialog box. We will choose a complete model of a portable ventilator. I will locate the complete model by searching based on the model number. We will now enter a quantity of the complete model. We will enter 1 here and click add and close. So once this process is done, you can see the cost details of each component of the product and the bill of material is generated here. So we click on save. The bill of material is created and now we'll send this bill of material for an approval process. So in order to send this bill of material to approval process, we'll select the bill of material, right click it and select send to process, and we'll send this process to a process called BOM approval process. So we'll enter certain mandatory details which are required to initiate the process, and I will choose the BOM approver who will be checking the bill of material and approving it. So I'll click on save. Once save is clicked, I'll send it to next stage. I'll click on yes. So once it is done, from the icon you can see the bill of material is in the process. And you can see the related process in the where used tab. Where used process, and you can see there is a process number BOM-A-0006. The bill of material approver will be notified about the new bill of material which he has to approve. So in order for the bill of material approver to approve, he will navigate to the processes page and select bill of material approval process. Here you can see the bill of material, and the bill of material is in pending for approval stage. So the bill of material approver will accept the process, open the related bill of material, check the bill of material, and here you will enter whether the bill of material is approved or rejected. I'll choose approve, click on save and send it to the next stage. So once the process is done, you can see the bill of material is approved. So once this bill of material is approved, we will navigate to the document records, bill of material. You can see the bill of material which was in process. After refreshing, you can see the bill of material is now released. The code generator will be notified about the approval and release of the bill of material. Now, the code generator will generate a code from the approved BOM. In order to create a code, we have made use of the inbuilt SolidWorks Manage reports in such a way there is no necessity for manual creation of reports. The code can be generated on a mouse click. Now, the code generator will select the released BOM and right click it and select Run Report. He will choose Generate Code and click on View. Once he clicks on it, the report generator opens and it will prompt us to select the bill of material level. So we will choose all levels and click on Submit. So once this is done, the code is created with all the costing details, part number, quantity, and the image. So this report can be saved as various formats such as PDF, Excel, etc. So we'll return the report again, and this report can be saved to an external folder as well. So we are saving it to an external folder and we are saving the report as a PDF file. So once save is clicked, the report which we generated will get saved in the external folder which was selected. Now we will save this report in a different format. Now instead of choosing an external folder, we are choosing an internal folder and we will choose the file table Excel. So we will click Save. We will choose the BOM level of all levels. Once it is done, we click Code, go to the Related Files tab, and we can see the code generated in Excel format. Now you can see the code which is generated in the Excel format. Once the code generator successfully generates a code from the released bill of material, he will now navigate back to the RFQ in which he needs to attach this code. Now he will locate the RFQ, he will open the record, go to Related Files tab and click on Add button, and he will choose the PDF format of the code which was generated. So once it is done, he will enter a command for the RFQ approver who will be approving this RFQ. He will enter a command, general code for Proto Labs, attached, save and close, properties. He will attach whether the code is attached or not. He will select yes and he will choose who will be the person who will be approving the RFQ. So once this is done, he will click on next stage. Now he will click on yes and he will be prompted with the message. We hope you are aware that there was a task which was assigned to the code approver and he will now set it as completed and check the task details. So once this is done, he will click on save and close. Completed. Save and close. Now he will send it to the next step. The RFQ approver will be notified about the RFQ which he needs to check and approve. Now the RFQ approver will log into the manage environment and he will choose the RFQ which he needs to approve. So we select the RFQ, click on open record. Now we will accept the process and go to the related files tab and check the code which was generated. So once please check the code, we will enter a command to the RFQ initiator. We will enter RFQ approve, send the code to customer. Save and close, properties, and we will go to this RFQ status and we will choose the RFQ is open. We click on save and send to next stage. So once this RFQ is approved, now we'll go to this projects tab, click on refresh, and now you can see there is a new project which is being created since the RFQ has been approved. So the code is sent to the customer and the customer has approved it. So now the project management team will come into force. Now the project manager will log into SolidWorks Manage environment. So he'll open the newly created project, click on checkout, and he'll enter the various project details. He'll choose the project manager, project type, and mention all the estimated tasks, capital cost, due date, and start date. So once this is done, he'll click on save, and the next step will be the project planning. So he'll click on project planning tab. Now he'll be asked to choose a project planning template. In our case, we have already created a project planning template by studying the process of the customer. So as you can see, these are the various phases of a project. So the project begins with design planning and ends with design management report. So in this to-do tab, you can see the various tasks that are associated with this project. So once these are created, the project is checked in. The project manager will now send the project through a series of processes. So before sending it to a process, he'll make sure the tasks are given attention. So he'll pay attention to the first task and mark it as progress. And now he'll send the project to the project workflow process. So once he is clicking OK, he'll be asked to enter the mandatory details to initiate a process. So if you enter details such as target price, project type will be automatically fetched. The project is already automatically created. So you choose the NPI type. We'll choose the development lead. We'll enter the originator comments. So we'll enter the originator command as project to develop portable ventilator. I'll choose the engineering lead as well as the manufacturing lead. So once these details are filled, I'll fill in the requirement planning details. I'll choose the opportunity type and click on save. So once this is done, I'll go to tasks and see a task name create a concept sheet attached. So I'll mark it as attached. So I will create a concept sheet in offline process and attach it as an attachment. Now I'll choose a concept sheet which was created in offline. So I'll choose Excel file. So once this is done, I'll mark the task as completed. So once this is done, I'll go to the requirement planning section and I'll mark yes or against requirements attached. So I'll mark minutes of meeting here. So you can mention the concept sheet is created and attached. So I'll click on save and close. The project is in new concept. I'll send it to next stage. I'll choose yes and I'll choose who will be working at the development. So I'll choose admin user here, that user, and click on. So once this is done, I'll go to this project. you can see the progress at 10%. The task is marked as completed. You can see the attachment. Now we will go to the project. You can see the project is in progress. So you click on refresh, and you can see the various tasks, and we will mark the task which was initiated as completed. So we have devised a plan. We are done now. Now the project has entered the development phase. Now the development head will log in inside his SolidWorks Manage environment. So once he is logging in, he will go to process and open the respective process. Now once he is accepting a process, there will be a task has been triggered which will tell evaluate current market trends. So the market trends in progress. Now they will be creating evaluating the trends of the market, and they will create a document in offline. Now the document which was created in offline will be attached. So let us consider this file as the strategy document, and now there is a concept and concept is whether strategy document is attached or not. So we mark select yes. Now we will go to the task and mark it as completed. So save and close. Yes. Now I will go to this discussion tab. This discussion tab, I will enter the strategy document is attached. I will click on save and close. And now I will click on save. Let's send it to the next stage. So before going into the design phase of this project, we will get back to our project planning area. So now the project manager or the person who is in charge of a particular phase will log in into his manage. So now at this stage we will consider the project manager. So he will open the corresponding project. We will go to this planning tab. You will get to see the various phases of the project and the duration allocated. So in order to edit this, we need to check out the project, go to this planning phase, and now we will ask to enter the time taken against the duration allocated. So we will enter 5 years, click on save and update the progress. So we will save this, check in, and we are done. So after every phase or stage of the project, this project planning tab needs to be updated. Now we'll get into the design part of the project. So now the design head would have received information on the new project. Now the design head in turn will log in into the manage environment. Now we will go into process, locate the corresponding process and accept the process. So once he is done, he will notify the designer of a particular team. So now a SolidWorks designer or a CAD designer will log in into this SolidWorks Manage account. Now we will go to Documents and Records, select the PDM vault, and you create a new working folder. So we will be asked to enter the details. So enter the customer name as Protolabs. So once OK is clicked, there will be a new project or a new working folder which has been initiated. So as you can see, there is a new project or a working folder called project 0006. Inside design data, we can start working with your 3D models. So now we are creating a new blank part in which we can start designing. So once on clicking create button, there will be a blank part which is being created. The designer has completed designing the 3D part. Now we'll send 3D model or the 3D part for a approval process. So we'll right click on the design part and select send for process and choose design approval. Once on clicking OK, there will be a process initiation tab and we'll be asked to choose who will be the design checker or the design approval. So once this is selected, we'll click on save and select send to next stage. The model developed by the 3D designer has been sent to the 3D design checker or the 3D design approver who will be reviewing the model and approving it. Now, 3D design checker or the approver will log in into his manage account. He will navigate to the processes page and locate the process which awaits his approval. So now he'll accept the process and he'll open the model and review it. So once the model is reviewed, he'll come to a conclusion whether the model is approved or rejected. So now in our case, we'll choose the design status is approved. So once this is done, we'll click on save and send to next stage. So once this is done, you can see the 3D model. The 3D model has been approved and it has been released in PDM as well. And you can see there is a revision called revision here which has been set. Now the complete set of 3D models has been designed and a production drawing or a pre-production drawing has been created. With the use of these, there will be prototyping which will be performed. So in this prototyping, alpha testing and beta testing will be performed. Now the design head will be logging inside manage environment and will be locating the project report. Now we'll go to this property and we will choose the alpha testing and beta testing as completed. So once this is done, it is also possible to add all the 3D models which are stored for this project as references. So once this is done, we'll give a comment card that this is completed. So now you can see these are the various phases of the project. Now we'll click it and send it to next stage. Now there is about 70% of the progress is completed and now we'll navigate to the project page. Now you can see the project is in progress and now after refreshing it has entered the pre-production stage. With the project going through various phases or stages, the project report can be handy to a project manager, which in turn will help him evaluate the status of the current project and check whether the milestones of each project has been reached or not. In SolidWorks Manage, the project report can be generated on a mouse click. So, in order to generate a project report, the project manager we'll go to the respective project, right click and select run report. So now he'll select view project details and click on view. So once he clicks view, the project reporter tool displays the project report. There can be as many as reports created using the inbuilt SolidWorks Manage report generator tool. So now we'll see another example of a report generator, by which a design history file. The design history file is a file which contains details of all the model, such as date created, date modified, revision status, etc. Now we'll see how a design history file, or a DHF, which is shortly called, is being generated. Now we'll go to this model, right click it and select run report. In this run report, we'll select generate DHF. Once we click view, we'll be displayed with the design history file, which contains the design creation details and design modification details. The highlighting feature of SolidWorks Manage is the ability to create and distribute interactive graphical dashboards to display critical information. By means of dashboards, the aspects of the projects can be graphically viewed as bar charts and pie charts, etc. Now, I'll take you through dashboard, where we'll be seeing critical aspects of a project in a graphical manner. So now we'll go to this dashboards tab and I'll choose Life Sciences dashboard. So once I choose, I'll be shown or displayed with the dashboard of Life Sciences projects. So in this dashboard, you can see the number of tasks that are completed, in progress, and unstarted. And you can see the status of the RFQs as well, the number of RFQs that has been approved and the number of RFQs that has been rejected. Similarly, you can monitor the issue status as well. Now, I'll take you to another dashboard where we'll be able to monitor the status of complete projects. So, you can see the projects here, the task related to the projects, and the task by status. Now, you can see the dashboard has an ability to filter based on the usernames. For example, I choose a user called Alex Lee. Now I will be able to see the dashboard related to the selected user. Similarly, I can create n number of dashboards by studying the processes of the company or based on the requirement of the user. We hope we have given you an insight on SolidWorks Manage and its various capabilities. Contact us if you have any queries. You can check in into our office at the below mentioned address, or write down to us at mktg@ingenious.co.in. Visit our website www.ingeniousindia.com or call us at the below mentioned numbers. Thank you for attending this session. Have a great day.